Well, all right.
Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world-famous As It Should Be studios.
Yeah.
As well as Crystal Durant.
Hey. Hi.
As well as Tommy Von Voigt.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? Now you're up to speed. But you know what? Today we have, as I described at the end of the last episode, a very special episode of As It Should Be. We are doing an As It Should Be group video of Crystal's podcast, Original versus Cover. We've commented, I've mentioned it before, it's always, the link to it is always down in the description. I always encourage people, actually I don't encourage people often enough, I never say it. You should always go down to the description and see the links we have down there because there are other stuff down there.
Tommy's got a channel.
Tommy's got a channel, we have other stuff, and one of those things is Crystal's podcast that we used to do regularly.
Yes.
We haven't done in a while. There hasn't been a new video in, God, what, 2
years at least.
At least?
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We're going to do an episode of that today as a should be video, and it's, take it, Crystal, and describe what it's about.
All right. So the audio podcast, is called Original versus Cover with DJ Crystal Clear. That's me. It was a column that I wrote for a website that died a long time ago. And then when everybody started doing podcasts during the pandemic, I was like, hey, I want to do, because you had already started yours.
I started doing the audio podcast
of this. Yeah. And then I was like, hey, I want to do this, but I need your help because I'm not an engineer or tech person. And he said, sure, I'll do that. So he became my engineer, Dr. Paul Bertolino.
And we would come in here with this table.
And
sit on either sides of the table with this mic right in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And record it. So my idea, because I've been fascinated by cover versions of songs since I was a kid, is I would choose a song that would have anywhere between 1 and 6 covers. And I did not choose that for today. I saved it for another day. And we would listen to little snippets of them and then rate them and talk about them and then pick a winner at the end. So that's what we're going to do here.
Yeah. And unfortunately, because the YouTube cops are always lurking around the corner, we're not going to be able to play the songs on the video here.
Yeah, boo.
I've gotten comments from people for, well, God, why don't you play the songs? Well, I would love, you know what? I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to give you, so many times I've talked about songs that nobody, like even these guys, like nobody knew what the hell I was talking about. I would have loved to put a snippet of that song in the video, but I just can't do it.
Yeah.
It's, YouTube's gonna...
Yeah, it's not... I'll tell you what, it's not actually even just YouTube. I believe it's Universal Music Group, I believe, are the ones that are really being ridiculous about that. They appear to have teams of people on staff whose entire job there is to just troll YouTube and look for shit that they can flag for copyright violations.
Yeah.
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 To try to claim any revenue that the video might make.
Yeah, if we could go back in time to Napster, to when Napster was created, and if the RIAA had gotten ahead of that or worked with that kid or realized what the future was going to be, which is now when we don't own anything and everything is streaming, and worked with the lawyers and worked with the labels and worked with the musicians and singers and came up with fair deals for people to get paid instead of that dighead who owns Spotify and makes $10 zillion a minute and nobody else makes any fucking money, doesn't pay anybody. If that had happened way back then, we could play whatever we want. And I could have a whole diatribe about all kinds of other things concerning this. So it is a real bummer, but I implore you, I beg you, I beseech you, to please listen to the songs on your own so that you can get a full understanding of what we're doing here, because it's really worth it and you're going to learn a lot when you do it.
Well, there's going to be some choices, I think, that we're all going to have of songs where you're going to be like, holy shit, I didn't know so-and-so did that, or that wasn't an original or that was a cover. Yeah. And you're going to be like, well, damn, I need to hear that.
Yes. Yeah.
And you are. You are going to need to hear that.
You will, because when I was writing this, the first time I came up with like 10 that are pretty common, covers that almost everybody knows, music fans would know. But then when I really got into it and had to come up with new stuff, I learned an awful lot myself. And like I said, I've been DJing for decades now and know a lot about music, and it was shit like, really? This is not the original? Holy shit,
There's
I didn't
always
know.
more. No matter how many records you think you've heard, no matter how much you think you know about a band or
always
about music
more.
or about a genre, there's always a ton you don't know. Which is good, because there's always more to learn there.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was a big, long intro to, get us all started, and Tommy is going to start.
So the first selection on my list, we've got God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Now, this was originally recorded by Argent in 1973. Some of you might know that version.
Yeah.
Then it was covered by a Christian rock band called Petra on 2 separate occasions, once in 1977 and once in 1984. I bet almost none of you know either of those versions.
I was not even aware
yes.
of those versions.
I don't even know who Petra is.
Yeah, they were a big Christian rock band. Then it was covered and retitled as God Gave Rock and Roll to You 2 in 1991 by Kiss!
Yeah.
So
Never gets old.
it really never is going to get old.
Never,
Yeah.
you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet most of you probably know that version.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably do. There was a video for it on MTV, which I'm sure
Yeah.
they were playing all the time.
Yes, they were.
Probably not. But yeah.
All right.
And well, so I mean, what are the differences between the songs musically?
Well, now I will say this. I did not listen to either Petra version.
So it's really just about the
It's
original
really
versus the Kiss
about
one.
the Argent version versus the Kiss version. Now, the Argent version is way more mellow, kind of like subdued kind of feeling, both in its performance and production. And lyrically, it is not the same in some key areas.
Right, yeah.
So when Kiss did it, they made it big and bombastic and heavy and more in your face.
Anthem.
And Paul was basically like, I'm not singing these friggin' words like the way this is written. I'm not gonna, don't step on snails, don't, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So they did change around some of the lyrics and made it more of a proper Kiss kind of anthem kind of song.
Okay. Well, we are going to take a quick listen to these and decide which one we liked the best.
Yes.
All right.
So now is when you hit pause and you listen to both versions.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right, we have heard both songs.
God Gave Rock and
I
Roll
suspect
to us.
we've all have heard both songs before anyway, but it's good to get a refresher. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. So, Crystal, which one do you prefer?
Well.
Or do you even like that song at all anyway?
No, I love the song. I actually prefer the original.
Really?
Do you?
I do, yeah, because I really enjoy the classical music aspect of it, the opening section,
particularly, yeah.
the arpeggio, it's so like proggy, kooky. The vocals are nice and strong. I mean, I like the Kiss version too, but I prefer the Argent version.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a hair away from being a tie.
Oh,
But I prefer
Well,
Argent.
I'm here if should it change.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually prefer the Kiss version. It's probably because I heard the Kiss version first. I hadn't heard the Argent version prior to that, and so there's that. But also there's I think a little bit of something is at play here. When I first started listening to Judas Priest in the early '80s, when you had like Point of Entry and Screaming for Vengeance and those records, and that was when I was first listening to them and hearing those songs and was really getting into them. And when I heard the 70s stuff, it sounded so kind of limp compared to what I
Yes.
was used to.
I know what you mean.
And I have since gotten really I've since come to love like my favorite Priest is 70s stuff, but I had to ease into that. Going at it in the opposite direction, it's like, and that's kind of how I feel about this Argent. I think if I heard the Argent version first, it could be different. I might listen to the Kiss one and go, well, fuck, man, it's just, I might think it was lame.
Yeah.
But I think hearing the Kiss version set my expectations in this entirely different place than they would have been had it been the other way around.
Right.
Oh.
And so, and I do kind of like the big Hammond thing from
Argent.
Yeah, the kind of classical elements at the beginning and everything.
love
But yeah, in the end, I got to give it to Kiss. I mean, I think any song where Paul and Gene do a really good, effective trading of lead vocals, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not mad at that.
about you.
For me, the Kiss version, hands down. And it's not even close. I like the Argent version, and I respect it. It's a good song. But the Kiss version is like somebody... It's like a producer came in and heard the Argent version and was like, no. We need to make absolutely certain that Tommy Von Voigt loves this song. Here's what we need to change. And that's what basically the Kiss version is. It's the Tommy Von Voigt remix of God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Spiritually, they consulted you.
Yes.
Basically, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and they hit it just right on down the line, all lights on green on that version. I love it.
Every little switch.
Everything.
Flip.
All the Tommy buttons and knobs. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm by myself. Okay.
Yeah.
The cheese stands alone.
Well. Kiss wins now.
Okay, so here's, and this is in no particular order, but here's my number 5. The song is called Take Me to the River. And it was written by Al Green and Mabon Teenie Hodges. Came out in 1974, and the Talking Heads covered it in 1978. This is an Al Green classic. It's 3 minutes and 45 seconds of a sexy up-tempo swinging number performed by the Memphis Horns and the Memphis Strings, produced by the legendary Willie Mitchell, who ran High Records, that has Al confused about his feelings for a woman he's in love with, who he lost his virginity to when he was 16. Then she's put him through changes, stole his money and his cigarettes, and disappeared, leaving him confused. I want to know, won't you tell me, am I in love to stay? Despite how fast the song is, because it's very up-tempo, he still takes it to church with his growling and moaning while asking for his soul to be cleansed. And the chorus, hold me, love me, please me, tease me, till I can't take no more, take me to the river, which means take me to get baptized and cleanse my soul, if you don't know what that means. I remember as a kid basement dance parties at my aunt's house growing up in the 70s, the kind with only a red light bulb going on down there where everybody bumping and grinding in the shadows, and this was a very popular song that was played a lot in the mid-70s. The cover by Talking Heads was a very far cry from the original, as you would imagine, because it's Talking Heads. Their 3 minute and 36 second edit was a slow dirge, produced by Brian Eno and the band. The only thing it had the same in both versions was a Hammond B3 organ. The cover starts off with a cymbal crash, a bass drum, and a weird synth effect that sounds like a man limping with a hi-hat going tick, 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 sounding like the timer for a homemade bomb. Making it a steady beat, it wobbles a bit like it wants to go slower for the first 5 seconds, then it stabilizes and the organ comes in. This arrangement is very spare. Even when the guitar and bass come in, no horns or strings. Then David Byrne starts singing and you're not sure what is going on. Is this part of a soundtrack for a scary movie? He's as soulful as David Byrne can get, which isn't very much.
No.
But he does sound a little desperate, especially when he starts shouting the chorus in the middle of the song. Now remember, Talking Heads was a newfangled new wave band who did very kooky things like use a lot of African and world music beats in their songs way before Paul Simon, and mix things up a lot, so this slow churning rhythm sounded, as my mother said, kinda white soul. Not blue-eyed, just white and odd. All of us new wave weirdos just loved it. I remember them blowing people's minds when I told them it was a cover, and then playing the original for them, my friends. A lot of new wave weirdos who did not know a lot about music.
So shall we hear them?
Let's listen to them.
Well.
All right. Yeah, they're vastly different, obviously.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy them both for the reasons what makes them different. I think it was very interesting for David Byrne to choose to do this as a cover. So I give him kudos for that. And they completely made it Talking Heads, that's for sure. And that is the sign of a good cover. When you take a song super well known, especially if it's super well known or not, and you really make it your own to where people think that you wrote it. So for that reason, it's a tie for me. I love them both equally.
All right. Yeah, it's a. Well, I know what I prefer, but there are certain hems and haws in there. I prefer the Al Green version. But there are certain things about the Talking Heads version that I like a bit more. I feel like the Talking Heads are a bit. Al Green's a lot looser.
Yeah.
And Talking Heads, like I like the way they do the chorus, but like they just go right into "Take me to the river, drop me in the water," like they kind of give it to you, with no frills. And I feel like Al kind of meanders a bit in the chorus and doesn't make it as gripping and as hard hitting of a chorus.
Agreed.
Which is a major flaw, but fucking Al Green singing the phone book over fucking anything that David Byrne has ever sang. And it's more upbeat, and it just has more energy, and just, Al Green takes it, you know.
Yeah.
With reservations, Al Green takes it.
All right.
Yeah.
This is interesting. I was fully prepared to say that I prefer the Al Green version, which I had not heard before. And the reason I say that is because I do not like that Talking Heads song at all. I think it sucks. I think it sucks bad. So I figured, okay, well, I'd love to hear the Al Green original, see what the hell this song was all about before David Byrne turned it into like a bad Devo B-side. But I think the Al Green version also fucking sucks. He's just speed running through, and it's got no dynamic at all. I feel like I hate both versions of the song.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but I feel like I'm a tie for no winners.
Hey,
it's like he has a really great voice, but it's a little messy, but sung with Al Green's voice.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not. Don't misconstrue. I'm not coming down on Al Green or his voice. I just don't like the song.
Yeah.
I feel like I can't stand the original, and then David Byrne completely transformed it and made it his own, and I don't like what he made it into. So,
all right, double loser.
Yeah.
So we have a tie and a double lose.
Yeah.
And I choose Al.
And
okay.
you choose Al.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so I have a song here called Rosalie.
Oh.
Rosalie.
Oh.
Yeah, a song that came out on a Bob Seger album. Yeah, the original version was by Bob Seger, and it was written by Bob Seger in tribute to Rosalie Tromley, who was the big music director for CKLW in Windsor, Ontario, and she had a reputation for being like the big golden ear thing, and she broke Alice Cooper and Aerosmith and Bob Seger because she's the one who said, "Yeah, I'm 18. Yeah, that's going to be a hit." Really, kid? Yeah. And well, guess what? And so we have Alice Cooper now because of her, really, kind of. And it was on his Back to 72 album, which is long out of print. In fact, it went out of print, the original vinyl, and it hasn't come back since. It never came out on CD. There's never been a reissue on vinyl. And so it's a sought-after record that nobody can find, and it's really expensive if you do find it. Now, Bob Seger's version of this song, I find like it has kind of a laid-back bar band, kind of trying to do Rolling Stones vibe about it. In fact, this original version kind of reminds me of Tumbling Dice a little bit. And, it was released as a single, and it failed to chart. The cover I have, like you didn't know, is Thin Lizzy. And Thin Lizzy's version is the opening track of their great, and in my opinion, underrated Fighting album from 1975. The version has much more energy and groove, and kind of reminds me of Rock and Roll Damnation by AC/DC, though this track came first. And this was also released as a single but failed to chart. But it also came out later on their live album, on Live and Dangerous, and that actually came out as a single and did chart in the UK. And so I guess we're going to listen to these two. Okay, so yeah, we listened to Bob Seger and Thin Lizzy. What do you think?
Thin Lizzy. Yeah, I did not know that was a cover. I'd never heard that Bob Seger version before, and
oh really? For some reason, I thought we had done. See, I thought we had done this on one of your episodes before.
No,
I just misremembered.
Yeah, and I love Bob Seger. Everybody knows I love Bob Seger. I'm a big Bob Seger fan, but that was just not doing it for me. It was too muddy, too bleh.
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 Yeah. Boy, do I agree. I don't think that version is bad. Like, if that's the only version of that song that existed, I'd be like, oh, this is kind of a cool Stonesy kind of Bob Seger song.
It's not terrible, but compared to Thin Lizzy, I mean, come on.
But, yeah, I mean, God, Thin Lizzy just absolutely annihilates that. It's like everything about it. Like, Bob Seger comparison sounds like he's falling asleep.
Yes.
Falling to rock and roll sleep is what he's doing, yeah.
I'm with you both on that one. I knew that this was a Seger cover. In fact, I think when they this is on Live and Dangerous too.
Yeah,
I believe, and he even says, I think this is a Bob Seger.
Yeah, because they put out a single of the studio version that flopped, and then they put out the Live and Dangerous single, and that actually charted in the UK.
So I knew it was a Seger cover. I just never bothered seeking out the original Seger version. I love the Thin Lizzy version, the studio version, and the live version. I think it's fantastic. It's a great song. I actually, we did a Thin Lizzy show, and I sang Rosalie. That was the song I specifically requested to do. The Seger version, it's. I mean, this is basically Hendrix covering All Along the Watchtower. I mean, this is basically that kind of situation. It's like it's not even Bob's song anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, you compare the two, and it doesn't sound like he's falling asleep. It sounds like he's on like heavy medication. Him and the rest of the band. It's like, and then they slowed down the tape. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Yeah.
So no contest.
I think Bob's voice sounds really great on that. Like, there's a good version in there. It just needs to be faster.
It just wasn't happening with that take. Yeah.
All right, so
on to my next song.
Yeah.
Okay, my next song, Since You've Been Gone. Now.
Oh, yeah, talk about a few versions of that.
Yes. Now. But I'm not going to go in the direction you might think I'm going to go with this. Uh-huh. So this originally is a song by Russ Ballard, which is connected to Argent.
Who was in Argent.
Yes. Yeah. And that was on his 1976 album. I think it was on Winning, I believe.
I'm sorry?
I think the album was called Winning. I think that was the one I was off of.
I don't remember.
Yeah. And then it was first covered in 1978 by the band Head East.
Oh, I didn't know about their version.
Yes.
I've heard of Head East, but I don't know that.
They covered it. And then it was also covered in 1978 by the South African all-female band Clout. Clout, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then it was covered very famously in 1979 by Rainbow with Graham Bonnet on lead vocals. And then it was covered in 1980 by Sherry and Marie Curry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right. I forgot about that one.
And then it was covered again in 1984 by Alcatraz with Graham Bonnet on lead vocals. And then it was covered again in 1988 by Impellitteri with, checks notes, Graham Bonnet on lead vocals.
What the hell?
Yes. So he's really explored all facets of Since You've Been Gone. Now, we're not going to explore the Rainbow version today. In my opinion, I think the Rainbow version is the definitive version of this song. But we're not going to listen to that. What we're going to do is we're going to compare the original version with the 1980 Sherry and Marie Curry version.
Okay.
That's what we're going to be doing here.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. We're not going to go super obvious with this.
We're not going to go super obvious, and we're not going to listen to like 7 songs.
No. Only the original and one cover, and that's the two we're going to do.
Okay. All right. All right. So we listened to the Russ Ballard and Sherry and Marie Curry versions, and well, Crystal, what are your thoughts?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Dumb it down for us. You're using these technical terms. The rest of us need to understand what you're saying.
Be more monosyllabic.
I'm really thinking here because the sisters, I'd never heard that before.
Yeah.
I really love the original because that's the one I grew up listening to because it was played on the radio. But they did a really good job, the girls. Now,
are you more familiar with the original Russ Ballard than the Rainbow version that came out in the early 80s?
I am. Yeah, I heard that version a lot on the radio. They played it a lot in Philadelphia on FM radio. They played it a lot in Allentown where I grew up. That's the definitive version that I know. And then when Rainbow came out, I was like, wait a minute, did this guy get another band? What's happening? I really love it. But I will, you know what? It's a tie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a tie.
Going with a tie.
I really like what they did, and I'm glad that you played that last section to when they circled back in. Yeah, they did a really great job. And it was so loud in the beginning where it's like they were right up on the mic. Wah, 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 wah. And then it changed.
Well, it's almost like it's. I think compression probably came in.
Yeah,
because
that's
at that
it.
moment when all you have is solo guitar, it's blaring, and then when other things come in, that
it compressed. Yeah,
yeah.
But they did a really great job, so it's a tie for me. It's a tie.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know, I hadn't heard. I think I had heard. I had heard the Cherie and Marie Currie version, but I actually forgot about it. I was unaware of the original Russ Ballard version. Somehow that missed me in the '70s. I must not have gotten it in my area. But when we played them in order, we played the Russ Ballard version first, and I came on. I thought, I thought this is probably going to be the one. And like right when it kicks in, it has like this really great glam vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I thought I'm probably going to choose Russ Ballard.
But
Then the Cherie and Marie Currie version came out. I went, oh no, I'm fucking going Cherie and Marie Currie. Fuck yeah. I mean, it's kind of a best of, well, it kind of has it's best of all worlds. It has some of the elements that the Russ Ballard version has that the Rainbow version doesn't have, but it also has Rainbow elements, and Cherie just sounds fucking so good on her. Her voice sounds so great on it when they come in singing together on the chorus.
Really
like,
good.
Jesus, yeah, come on. Yeah, I choose that one easily.
Yeah, well, I'm with you on that one too. I mean, I like the original Russ Ballard version. It's just a great song, and this is one of those songs that, like, I read off all the different covers of this. I'm convinced that you can't make a bad cover of this song. The song itself is just so damn
it's a really good song. Yeah.
Even if you phone it completely in and your band sucks, I'm gonna be like, yeah, but the song is great. So I dig the original. This is just a great song. I love the Rainbow version. I still feel like the Rainbow version from 1979 is, to me, the definitive version. The Cherie and Marie Currie version came out in 1980, so they were very clearly influenced by the Rainbow version, but then also took it back to what Russ originally did, and they, like Paul was saying, they really did make it a best of both worlds kind of thing.
Yeah,
and kind of made their own unique thing out of it.
Yeah, because there are rhythmic elements that are present on the Russ Ballard that aren't on later versions, but they kept those bits.
They did, and for me, if you're going to compare the original to Cherie and Marie Currie absolutely wins. I'm with Paul on this one. I think that they just absolutely kicked ass on that song. The sisters sound fantastic. I made sure to forward to a bit at the end that I really wanted them to hear. They just added something new at the end that's just knocks me on my ass every time I hear it.
Yeah, when they fade back in vocally from a break,
yeah.
Later on in the song, and that was the part Tommy wanted me to hear. Yeah, I'm really surprised. Did that come out? Their version come out as a single?
Yes, it did.
Because how the fuck was that version not
on
radio?
Radio?
I have no idea. I honestly, the entire album, half that record. It's got shit on there that should have been singles. It's a really solid album. It's Cherie and Marie Currie basically singing with Toto as their backup band. And it kicks ass. And
all right.
It should have done more for them.
All right, for my next song, I have We Can Work It Out by some band you might have heard of called the Beatles. What year did it come out, Paul?
1966.
Thank you.
65, sorry.
65. And then the cover was done by Mr. Stevlin Morris. You know him as Stevie Wonder.
Or Eve It's Red Now.
What?
Yeah, or Eve It's Red Now.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You know.
Yeah, Eve It's Red Now. I forgot about that. Yeah. So We Can Work It Out. The Beatles version, it is very Beatles of that year, that time.
Of that moment.
Of that moment. You know, it's you know, we can see in my way. Da 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 na 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 na. It's almost like a march a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at. That's just how it is. And it, like, the loosey-goosey part of it is the na 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 na, the calliope accordion at the end.
Well, it sounds like there's like a concertina or something in there.
Yeah. And it's very reserved isn't quite the word, but it kind of is. You know?
I mean, they're just playing it straight.
They're playing it straight, which is fine, and it's great. But then you get Stevie Wonder doing it, and wow, It's very dynamic. It reminds me of Signed, Sealed, Delivered a little bit. And he Stevie Wonders all over it.
He Stevie Wonders all over the damn thing.
He Stevie Wonders all over the goddamn thing, yeah. The arrangement, hey! Swing. Hey! Yeah, it brings it to life in a different way. And I really love it.
So you're choosing before we choose.
Well, I'm just kind of, sort of, maybe. Have you heard the Stevie Wonder version?
No, I have not.
Oh, snap.
well,
all right,
let's
listen to that. Yeah.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Stevie Wonder wins.
Wow, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, not
there
at all.
No, I didn't catch any. There were no breadcrumbs whatsoever in your.
Sorry for the
comment.
surprise, but yeah. Stevie Wonder, Swing. Oh, wow, I love it. It's such a. Yeah, he made it his song. Stevie Wondered it.
Well, this is difficult for me. It's a difficult one for me because.
Yeah.
See, the thing is historically, I have not been that big on the Stevie Wonder version because I'm just in the past when I think about hearing it like on oldies radio in 1985 or something.
Yeah.
Because of course, obviously, just like anybody, well, like most people, I guess, the one I knew first was the Beatles version, and I loved it, and I love the Beatles, and then when I heard Stevie Wonder's version, it sounded to me because the Beatles version they play it so straight. Stevie Wonder, it sounded like he was trying too hard. Like I came off to me like he's. And what I mean by trying too hard, like I've got to really like put every bit of like extra shit in it. That's how I perceived it. You know, like you know what I mean. But it's really just Stevie Wonder doing Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't used to that song sounding like that. And in the end, I have to go Beatles just because I love the Beatles more, and because that version of that song just runs deeper in my veins. But I mean, obviously, Stevie Wonder did a great version. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Well, I'm going Beatles. I'll get that right out of the way. When the Stevie version started just now, I initially was starting to feel a little bit charitable and thinking I might even go so far as to say perhaps I would make them a tie. It was definitely not going to beat the Beatles version, but I was thinking maybe it's a tie because, Stevie Wonder doing his Stevie Wonder thing. And I'll tell you where he fucked up, okay? I'll tell you
when the video stopped when we were listening?
No, I'll tell you where he fucked up, okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can work it out. We can work it out. Versus 1, 2, 3. We can work it out. We can. No, stop it. You fucked it up. You ruined the chorus.
Rod Stewart doing That's What Friends Are For issue.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And that has always bugged me too.
I cannot get
that.
Past
Has
that.
bothered me too.
It
He's
sounds
literally doing the
incorrect.
same. That's the same issue as with Rod Stewart.
What?
It's exactly the same.
Let me expand upon this.
No, you don't have to.
Let me expand upon this. I want to expand upon this because it's something that actually annoys the shit out of me. I am a songwriter. I am very specific when I write my songs how the melody is supposed to be phrased. That is an important part of the song. You change the phrasing, the song can live or die by that. And nothing infuriates me more than working with somebody who starts fucking around with that like everything is open to interpretation. Sometimes some shit is not open to fucking interpretation. You sing it the way it was written. You phrase it the way it was supposed to be phrased.
Well, I mean, that's not a hard and fast rule across the board. That's just your personal rule. But
it's my personal rule, and because that's kind of how I am. When I hear somebody reinventing something that didn't need to be reinvented, like he was already putting his spin on the entire song, and it was kicking, it was kicking, it was kicking, and then he reinvents the chorus, and it didn't need to be reinvented. If he'd have gotten to the chorus and phrased it like Beatles,
Weekend did the syncopated.
that song would have whooped ass. It would have been a hands down easy tie. But he shot himself in the foot. Sorry.
I mean, I agree to it to the extent, or I agree basically that is the thing that bugs me about it, and I never liked the way he phrased that part, and I wanted to sit back like the Beatles one does. And yeah, I would like it a lot more if that was the case. But
no, that's what makes it.
No,
but I think, but I mean, I do defend Stevie Wonder's right to do that.
Everyone's got a right to do it, but it doesn't mean he was right to do it. It was still the wrong move musically. Sometimes people change shit just to change shit, and it didn't need to be changed.
Well, see, now, that gets back to what I was thinking, too, when I heard it, when I would hear it back in the day on oldies radio set. Some of the things that were different about it sounded like they were different just to... Yeah, I feel like it didn't serve the song.
Right. Needs to serve the song.
It didn't.
Always
I feel
serve
like,
the song.
It's Stevie Wonder kicking ass, doing Stevie Wonder, and doing it effortlessly. But it serves like this feeling and this groove, and it's enjoyable, but it doesn't serve the song.
Ding.
That's why it's tough for me, because I see both sides of it. I can understand why Crystal likes it more, and I can understand why you would like it more. I just can't go with it.
No. Next.
What, did you think we were both going to choose Stevie?
No, I didn't. Of course, you were going to pick.
But basically, you hear that alternate phrasing of the chorus differently. I
completely understand what you're saying, but that to me is a part of the swing of his version.
Yeah,
and it doesn't denigrate the song to me at all. It doesn't not serve the song. It's his version of it. That's Stevie Wonder, and it fucking works. It works. That you bring in the church tambourine. I mean, it would have sounded weird with him doing it the Beatle way with the rest of that swinging that hard.
Not at all. I completely disagree.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to hear it that way and find out.
I would love to hear it that way. When I see him, I'm going to ask him to do it.
What you got next?
What do I got next here? All right. What do I got next? I got Can't Smile Without You.
Oh.
And there are 3 versions of this. The original version was by a guy named David Martin.
Yes.
And it was released as a single in July 1975. Didn't go anywhere. Have you ever heard of David Martin? Co-written by Martin about a girl named Debbie who appears on the sleeve with him. And David Martin kind of looks like 70s Kenny Loggins, but the track sounds like Davy Jones recorded it for an episode of Love American Style. Well, then in 1976, the Carpenters did a version, and, well, you probably, if you saw our Carpenters album ranking, you saw us talk about this already. It's on their A Kind of Hush album, and it basically sounds like what you would expect. It sounds like the Carpenters doing Can't Smile Without You, with Karen's amazing voice. But then Barry Manilow comes in and does by far the most well-known version, which is included on his 1978 Even Now album, and it became a smash single. And I feel pretty confident that I don't even need to describe it to you, in fact.
Oh, then which versions are we going to compare?
Well, David Martin and Barry Manilow.
Okay.
So Barry versus David Martin is the pair-up.
Oi.
So, Crystal, have you searched deep into your soul to try to figure out which one wins?
This was a tough one for you, wasn't it?
Holy shit, that first thing was garbage. Oh my god. Like Davy Jones on mushrooms or something.
It was like a bad Davy Jones vocal.
A really bad Davy Jones vocal. There's no air being pushed. Oh god, it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that.
So you think maybe possibly you're going to go with Barry?
Yes, most definitely Barry Manilow. I mean, come on, son.
Yeah.
No comparison. Woo.
For me, Barry wins even over the Carpenters version, because I like the Carpenters version, but I think every version I've heard sounds pretty flat compared to Barry's, because Barry adds a lot of he has a lot of dynamics in his, yes. and the track builds and it becomes some people say happiness. It gets to that part. It's like, oh yeah,
the modulation and
yeah.
I just can't smile without you. Yeah.
He just makes a song go like this.
He buries it. He makes it Barry Manilow. He buries it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's buried for me, and it's not even close. The David Martin version, I mean, what I'm hearing in that one, it's to me, it sounds like he basically cut a demo that he later sold the song to the Carpenters and Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
But the guy that he was supposed to have come in to lay down the vocals on the demo couldn't make it because he was stuck in traffic. So
And
he was
this
like,
guy
I
did-
guess I'll just record them myself. Yeah, that's not good, man. That is actually really aggressively terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
That hurt my
That's
ears.
unfortunate.
Kind of, David Martin, you should have done what Burt Bacharach did and needed to do. Just get
Get-
Dionne Warwick in there, and you'll be fine.
Anybody
You know.
else. Anybody else
Yeah.
but yourself. What,
Get
is this-
Dionne Warwick in there to cut that version, and there's your first released version. There you
Yeah. Well, you know what? She probably would have listened to that and gone, no, I'm not doing that shit.
Is he still alive? David Martin?
David Martin, I don't know.
Let's go see.
It might be on his wiki. I didn't look. Well, anyway, what do you have next?
go. My next is a song called "Substitute,"
Oh, wow. I
which
think I've never
was
heard this song.
It's originally recorded by the Righteous Brothers in 1975, and then it's covered by that South African all-female band Clout in 1978. So we're gonna listen to the Righteous Brothers version, and then we're gonna listen to the Clout version.
Okay. Now, so we just have two for this.
Just two.
All right.
Right.
All right. So we've now heard the two versions. Crystal, what are your thoughts?
I know the female version. The
You know the
woman
Clout version?
I do know.
Yeah.
I know the Clout.
You knew that
version.
and not the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Their version charted. The Righteous Brothers version did not.
Yeah, I did
think.
not know that was a cover. Yeah, it was on the radio when I was a kid. Wow. I like their version better.
Whose version?
The
Clout.
Clout, yeah. I like their version better. I guess, yeah, I like it better. But
Yeah.
Righteous Brothers are great, but that Clout doing it, the feel is different. Righteous Brothers, it sounds, I don't know, kind of pokey.
Pokey.
And, yeah, kind of pokey-ish and not quite country-ish, but just like
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I like Clout better.
Okay. I agree, because we were listening to the Righteous, but I haven't heard this song, period. I didn't know the song. I'd never heard it, so clearly I'd never heard either version. And so the Righteous Brothers is playing, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is pretty good. Some, I haven't really heard any. Well, they have one big hit in the '70s, Righteous Brothers. If you believe in forever, like that. That was a genuine, like, bona fide radio hit for them in
Yeah.
the '70s. Outside of that, I'm not familiar with them in the '70s, and so I'm kind of listening to it, going, yeah, and it kind of has a little of that sound, has little elements of You've Lost That Love and Feeling.
Yeah.
And I was noticing that it sounded a little bit like melodically and somewhat musically like Any Way That You Want Me, which Evie Sands did a version of.
Yeah.
Any way that you want me. But coincidentally, I always felt like Any Way That You Want Me had elements of You've Lost That Love and Feeling.
Feeling in it,
Dum, boom, boom. Boom, boom, right?
Yeah.
So it's this going around like the dog's just like chasing its tail here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I kind of liked it because it was like, yeah, like I said, it's kind of like them doing Righteous Brothers as you expect to hear them in the 70s.
Right.
Then I heard the Clout version, I was like, oh, well, come on. I mean, this is like,
Yeah.
okay, this is the salt and the pepper on the food right here. Like it just like or what's that stuff that you can spray out that's supposed to make your food come alive?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, fuck, I can't think of it.
Yeah, it's a condiment of some
Yeah.
sort that you can
Yeah.
buy. I don't remember what it's
I know
called.
what you're talking
Anyway,
about.
but like
Yeah.
somebody sprinkled that condiment on it, and it just came alive with that. Everything about like the energy of it, because you're talking about like the draggy energy of the
Yeah.
Righteous Brothers version. They have more energy. Incredibly, I think their voices sound better, which is a ridiculous thing to say because the fucking
It's
Righteous Brothers are
Brothers.
getting
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But I just think on the verses, I don't like the way Bill Medley sounds that much on that version. He doesn't sound as good as he normally does.
No.
Yeah.
He's not delivering that the way he would.
No, he's not.
And Clout just like kind of nailed it from word go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm completely 100% with the both of you on this one. To me, it's not even fair. The Righteous Brothers version sounds honestly like something you'd play at a funeral. And
it's a dirge.
It's absolutely a dirge, and I can recognize the great song in there, but it's like buried under piles of mud and murk. And the Clout version just wipes all that shit away, wakes the damn thing up, and allows you to actually hear the song now.
Yeah.
And it's a great song. And they really, there's so much pep and enthusiasm and energy in it, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
My next song is called Moonshadow. Hi. And the original version was done by Mr. Cat Stevens. I forget what year. I didn't bother to write it down. It's old.
That's Catherine Stevens to you.
Catherine Stevens to you. And the cover version was done by LaBelle. Like a year or two later, after the original Cat Stevens song. So I think we all know Moonshadow. This is Cat Stevens with his acoustic guitar and singing a fairy tale thing. And it swells at the end with, a whole chorus of people behind him. Beeping and hopping on a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow. And he's got a beautiful voice. If I ever lose my... Whatever. You know the song. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorites. I love Cat Stevens. Then the LaBelle version.
Oh.
Whoa, the LaBelle version. So they take it to another level, because we already know what LaBelle was doing with their Afrofuturistic outfits and the hair and all that jazz. And they take it from folk song to like a psychedelic church song in a way.
Psych church.
A psych church.
You can psych anything.
You can psych anything.
Yeah.
Psych opera.
Psych whatever. Absolutely. And it's them, it's LaBelle. I don't know who produced it off the top of my head, but it's a very, very interesting cover. They make it their own. They definitely make it their own. I think if you had ever heard the LaBelle version first, you never would have thought that Cat Stevens did the original version. You would have thought that they wrote it. Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's listen to those, because I have never heard the LaBelle version myself.
Really?
No. All right, so now we have LaBelle, or Cat Stevens versus LaBelle versus Cat Stevens versus LaBelle.
Exactly. Yeah. I love Cat Stevens, and I love that song, his version of it. But LaBelle wins for me. They turn it into this funky, soulful jam, and it's LaBelle. Ugh. Oh, man. I love it.
Yeah, that's really hard. It's really difficult because...
it's almost a tie, but LaBelle just pushes it a little further for me.
Well, you want to talk about two versions that have almost nothing to do with one another. Yeah. It's... Because the thing is that LaBelle kind of turns it into a party, and kind of gives it a bunch of energy, and But I feel like the song itself gets a little lost in their version. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It becomes no longer about the song and just about, the performance, which is great.
And the arrangement.
Yeah. And, and I guess Cat Stevens is the polar opposite of that. It's only the song. Like, there isn't even any production happening there. It's like, it's the song. Boom. That's what you get. His vocal performance, which is great and everything, but... So it's kind of like, in a way, you kind of have to choose, in this case, between the song and, like, an enthusiastic, soulful performance. Mm-hmm. You don't get the two together between these, Yeah. And, yeah, I have to go Cat. I have to go Cat because it's just because the thing about the LaBelle version is that it just sounds like it sounds like they did a 12-inch single of the song, and that what we heard was just like the extra stuff after the song. You know what I mean? It didn't sound like it was the song.
Yeah.
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 It's hard.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons for either version.
Well, it's both versions take you to two wildly different places emotionally. And I think they both clearly have their merits. I think that your way of describing the LaBelle version of it almost sounds like all the bonus material of the 12-inch.
Yeah, the extra stuff, yeah.
Right. This would be like Moonshadow Part 2. All the stuff that got cut out of the single edit almost.
Or the 17-minute version, because you know how 80s dance 12 inches are. You have the song and then it kind of goes into like 5 extra minutes of just other stuff to keep the track going.
Yeah. I mean, it does sound like a crazy wild party. It sounds like a really freaking cool party.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go to that party.
Yeah, the LaBelle version is really cool, but I think I prefer the polar opposite. I think I'm going to have to go Cat Stevens. I think that even though it's so unbelievably stripped down to almost nothing, what's there is incredibly beautiful, and I think I like where that takes me better. I think I do. Yeah, I'm going to go Cat Stevens.
All right.
So, my next song. After the Love Has Gone. After the Love Has Gone.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this one's really interesting. Okay, so the original, I guess, really is the Earth, Wind & Fire version that we all know. It was written in 1978 by Bill Champlin, your buddy David Foster, and Jay Graydon, and initially recorded by Earth, Wind & Fire for the 1979 I Am album. It was released as a single that year and became a monstrous hit, reaching number 2 in the Billboard charts, the whole thing. We couldn't avoid it.
No.
And wouldn't have wanted to because it is a great song and a great version.
Couldn't escape it.
Well, my cover, and I say that with quotes, is actually by the writers themselves. If you don't know about this, strap in.
Oh.
Around the time of the Earth, Wind & Fire single was blazing the charts, David Foster and Jay Graydon decided to form an AOR pop rock duo called Airplay.
Oh, God.
The closing track on their 1980 debut LP is their recording of After Love Is Gone. I don't know what the original demo sounded like, but this is basically a straight copy of the Earth, Wind & Fire version, right down to the identical horn arrangements. Very, very similar vocal arrangements. And, yeah. And an interesting bit of minutia. Well, you'll see it when we listen to it, because the image on the video is the cover. The photo of the duo on the cover of the Airplay album was taken at Burbank Airport in front of Earth, Wind & Fire's Bicam airplane that they used on tours.
Oh, come on.
Clearly those guys were buddies. They were tight, Earth, Wind & Fire and David Foster. But yeah.
Huh.
So let's listen to this here. All right, so there you go. Yeah, Earth, Wind & Fire and Airplay doing After the Love Is Gone. Crystal.
God damn it, Paul, you're killing me over here. Wow. That was awful. The music was way too loud. You could hardly hear the vocal. It was
the
like
vocals
buried.
are a bit low in the mix.
And, I mean, what was the point of that?
That's the thing. That's what I was wondering, because I'm thinking they did a really similar version. Well, it kind of sounds like a cross between the Earth, Wind & Fire version and like what would have been on Chicago 16. Like I could kind of hear that as a Chicago 84 track. You know what I mean? And so I can understand them having that Chicago vibe, because that's period of Chicago vibe is them, Bill Champlin and David Foster. But them just basically kind of doing all the same shit that's on the Earth, Wind & Fire version. So I'm wondering, was that on their demo? Was Earth, Wind & Fire doing them, or are they doing Earth, Wind & Fire? I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't... Maurice White was not one for,
Yeah, I can't imagine him playing it straight and just copying a demo. I can't imagine that happens.
No, too much soul, too much vibe, and everybody else, no. I'd love to hear who did the demo. That sounds like a demo. Those
two did. It does, yeah.
That totally sounds like a demo.
And that's after.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, so you're great songwriters. Maybe you aren't the greatest singer. Maybe you're not the greatest whatever. That was bad. It was really bad. It was terrible. It was bad. No, sir. I don't like it.
I'm guessing you're going to choose the Earth,
Wind and Fire all the way, man.
It's a
the
wild
horns
guess.
And just the whole thing, like the arrangement, a million times better than that shit. Wow, that was bad.
Yeah. Okay.
It's kind of like, what's her face, Diane Warren, who writes all the songs for everybody, and then when she performs them, everybody's like.
Like Burt Bacharach.
Like, what do you know? Give it to somebody else. Let them do it. And, that was not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of neat as a curio, but I mean, yeah, of course I'm going to go with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I mean, yeah. It's not a contest.
It screams vanity project. Who bought that record? Did anybody buy that record?
I've never even seen it.
I mean, me neither.
Yeah.
It's so... I'm like David Foster without a beard. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah.
With the glasses.
To be honest, I don't even remember how I happened upon this. This isn't something I've known about for a long time. I just happened upon it, and I don't remember how now.
Wow. Yeah, that was no bueno.
So,
yeah, I mean, obviously for me, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Although, I have to admit, going into this, I was just sitting here thinking, well, I don't know what the hell he's about to hit play on, but it's going to have to be the Earth, Wind, and Fire version I pick, because, I mean, how the hell are you topping Earth, Wind, and Fire on almost anything? But I was willing to give it a shot, because, like, you tell me, oh, it's David Foster put together a side project AOR record. I'm like, oh, okay, you said some words that get my attention, and I want to hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, because this could be going somewhere I want to go.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, it just smacked of, well, we can do that too. It's just as good if we do it. We'll do it all the same way, but ours is just as good.
Yeah.
Except not.
Yeah, it's kind of like when No Doubt covered "It's My Life." It's like, what was the purpose of? Like, I hear that that is an absolutely, utterly pointless cover.
Yeah.
Unless they just needed to fill space on their album.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah, because you would think that David Foster and what's Jim Grayson or whatever his name is, that those two guys, certainly I would think that they would be capable of doing a whole different arrangement for that.
Certainly.
Yeah.
And so you would think they would choose to, because they're coming in after this Earth, Wind, and Fire version, which is not only stunningly great, but every person on the planet knows that.
Yes.
Like, nobody has not heard that.
Yeah.
No, it's there, and by doing it exactly the same way, which is their own voice vocals, it's like hearing the Kids Bop version of it. It's like, yeah, technically it's all the same, but it's like, it's not good though.
It's just a not as good copy.
Yeah.
This is like when everybody was on Vanilla Ice. What? No, you sample that. No. His goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
Mine goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah, one extra beat that makes it all mine.
It's totally different.
Unfortunately, this is the cast of Glee sings After the Love Is Gone. So
you just insulted the cast of Glee. Wow.
Yeah. Well, all right. So you've seen it here first. Tommy voting against David Foster. I mean, but hey,
it can happen.
Everybody's perfect.
Strange things happen in this world.
All right, well, there you go. That is our first episode of Original versus Cover. This ended up running a bit longer than we expected. So we're doing it as two. We're not going to be consecutive, though. We're going to hold this out. It might be a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. But that's the end of our first episode. And, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. And I hope you clicked over and listened to some of those versions, because surely there were some in there that you hadn't heard that you were like, holy crap, I need to hear that. Yeah, and some that you didn't want to hear, but as it turns out.
Yeah.
But, anyway, thank you for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, maybe consider subscribing. If you do, click the little bell for notifications. And, but whatever you do, maybe come back next week, because we are going to be discussing our favorite soundtracks of the 60s. Yeah, a while back I had thought, because we were doing series, we did singles of the year, we did albums of the year, and I thought, we should do a series of soundtracks. And I thought it would be a short series, and my idea was that we were going to start as a series and do it consecutively, but I don't think we're going to do that. We'll still do it as a series, but we'll do it as a series like our albums of the year or our album reviews, where we pepper them in. You know what I mean? So this first one, we're doing soundtracks of the 60s, and then we'll move on to the 70s, you know, and so forth. So yeah, come back next week and see us rank our favorite soundtrack albums of the 60s. All right. Hopefully we'll see you then.
Bye.
Okay.
All right.
I just hit record.
What's that?
I hit record.
You hit record. Yeah, you
Yeah.
hit. Yeah. And you thought Tommy didn't have any hit records.
Well, I don't.
All right. Fuel, ginger ale, and peeling lips. Yummy.
Great combination.
All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.